Hey guys, how you doing? Bill here again with FilmHook. Just giving you a little bit of an update on a couple of movies I picked up over the past couple of weeks. It's been a little bit of time since I've actually done one of these videos. It's, I suppose, a couple of weeks anyway. I did a pickup video in November, and today I'm just going to give you a bit of an outline of some of the Blu-rays and some of the DVDs I picked up and why I got them. And so yeah, look, we'll crack on. Okay, so the first Blu-ray I'm going to talk about very briefly is, picked this up, Man of Steel. There we go, flying in. Superman. So, as everybody knows, one of the biggest films of the year. Directed by Zack Snyder, director of Watchmen and 300. It's a sort of a reimagining or a rebirth story for Superman. Henry Cavill plays Superman. You've got Michael Shannon playing General Zod. In a very sort of very menacing way. It's got a great cast. You've got Russell Crowe playing Jor-El, who I think is great. Kevin Costner, who's I think as he's getting older is becoming a much better actor. I think it's a film which I really enjoyed. I think a lot of people said the same thing, that it was, the last fight scene was way too overlong. You know, maybe 30 or 40 minutes overlong. The film itself I thought was actually very good. It was the Superman movie I'd been waiting for years, and nothing will ever top Superman 1 and Superman 2, but it's a great attempt, and obviously they're relaunching sort of Superman alongside Batman with the new movie coming up, and obviously big money making venture. Actually really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It looks amazing on Blu-ray. Pick it up, yeah, it's great. Next film I have is there's a film out at the moment called Nebraska. It's an Alexander Payne movie, and I've seen one or two of his films over the years. I think probably the first film I saw by him was Election, that film with Matthew Broderick and I can't remember what her name is, it's killing me. Okay, the girl from Legally Blonde. It'll come to me in a while. Anyway, so I picked up, I haven't seen this actually, and I'm kind of kicking myself I didn't, because it's got Gorgeous George in it. It's The Descendants. Now, myself and a friend of mine were recently debating about sort of George Clooney and Tom Hanks, and I was sort of, you know, giving the whole spiel about how great Tom Hanks is, and he was saying, oh, how great George Clooney is or whatever, and I was saying yes he is, and it wasn't actually until I was really digging into, I went onto Wikipedia, went onto IMDb, and I was looking at George Clooney's back catalogue of movies, and I really couldn't get over how many incredibly excellent movies he's been in. So I'm really sorry I haven't seen this Alexander Payne directed film, The Descendants. It was a big Oscar contender last year, won a number of awards, and I'm looking forward to checking out because I haven't seen this. Okay, the next film is actually one of my films of the year. I'm going to be doing a review shortly of my top 10 movies of the year, my top 10 worst movies of the year that I've seen. But one of the best movies I saw all year was actually a movie which wasn't supposed to come out in the cinema. It was a HBO movie. It was made by Steven Soderbergh. It was starring Michael Douglas and Matt Damon. Matt Douglas playing Liberace, and Matt Damon playing his I suppose kind of boy toy lover, Scott Thurston. The movie is Behind the Candelabra. Now, I had heard great things about this before it came out. It was kind of it was one of those movies that I suppose kind of like I Love You, Philip Morris, that because of the nature of what the movie is about, not many people wanted to sort of be, I suppose, pick up on it or be associated with. So it seemed to be in development hell for a little period of time. Not as bad as I Love You, Philip Morris, or not as bad in development. I Love You, Philip Morris was a great movie. I really enjoyed that. This movie is, I will admit I didn't know an awful lot about Liberace. I live in Ireland, and Liberace would not have been a big deal sort of over here. So it was very interesting to sort of look at the backstory of this, look into the character, and see exactly sort of what I suppose kind of made him, you know, the biggest drawing act sort of through the 50s, 60s and 70s in America. Michael Douglas is amazing in this movie. Now Matt Damon is great, but Michael Douglas steals the show. There's a great supporting cast. I love Scott Bakula is in it as well. You remember him as the guy from Quantum Leap. And Rob Lowe is in this as a very reptilian sort of plastic surgeon who Liberace hires to, you know, make Scott Thurston look a little bit like a young Liberace. It's a film where I suppose kind of you see a little bit more of Michael Douglas and Matt Damon than you're probably used to. But it really, the movie goes from sort of the excesses of living a life where you've so much money you don't know what to spend the money on, and everybody's sort of living on your every whim, to this couple almost that, like, you know, they live like a very old couple. and it's a really interesting dynamic. It is one of my favourite films of the year. There's still a week or two to go before the end of the year. This will not get knocked out of my top 10. If you haven't seen it, you really, really should. Don't let the fact that you may not know an awful lot about Liberace or his life story, you know, detract from this. It's an excellent film, well acted, and very funny in places, and very sad in others, but an absolutely excellent movie this year. Okay, I'm really ashamed to say that I haven't seen this next movie. Principally because I'm not a big Tarantino fan. There's one or two movies by Tarantino that I like, but overall I'm not the biggest Tarantino fan. It's a personal choice. There's nothing particularly, the whole exploitation thing just doesn't do it for me on a personal level. But, you know, I'm willing to be sort of, you know, turned around on that. The film which I haven't seen, which I'm really embarrassed about, is Django Unchained. I bought this actually 2 days ago because I've been reading a lot of reviews of film critics, reviews of the year and their films of the year, their top 10s, etc. And one of the mainstream films that really does appear is Django Unchained, and I haven't seen it. It's got a great cast. I mean, you're looking Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's got Samuel Jackson, Kerry Washington. I haven't seen it, so I can't make an informed opinion on it. And people have been going to me, "Oh, it's a great movie. You should see it. Why haven't you seen it?" And I'm like, "Nah, Tarantino, brr," you know. And to be honest with you, that's not good enough for somebody who loves movies and who likes, you know, sort of talking about movies. It's not good enough that I haven't seen this. So I'm going to make it my business to see this now in the next day or so. Next movie I got is a Blu-ray. I actually got this for like €8. This was really good in Tower Records in Dublin. It was a movie I was going to buy actually on DVD, but I mean, why buy it on DVD if you can get it on Blu-ray? It's the restored version of Robert Rossum's The Hustler, starring Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason as Minnesota Fats. Obviously I've seen the remake of this, or the Tom Cruise, Paul Newman 1980s remake, The Colour of Money, which it's fine. It's a good little movie. I haven't seen this, and apparently this is supposed to be absolutely incredible. I love Paul Newman. I loved him in Butch Cassidy Sundance. Saw Cool Hand Luke recently, and this is a movie which I will be checking out over Christmas. Another movie which I actually own a couple of copies of, but it was I've never actually purchased on Blu-ray before. I have had it on a sort of collector's edition DVD. I have it on normal DVD, but one format I do not have it on is the 35th anniversary edition of Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. Can't wait to watch this again. I've seen it once or twice, but I've never seen it in the restored Blu-ray version. I've heard a couple of people online and on YouTube say that it looks absolutely incredible, and it's one of the best Blu-ray transfers they've seen, so that's quite exciting for me. Great film. Just picked this up as well. I actually own this 2 copies on DVD as well, but once again it was part of a 3 for €20 thing, is the anniversary edition of E.T. Don't really need to say too much about that. Great film, childhood film. It'll probably be really like on the television all over Christmas anyway, but it looks good on Blu-ray. Another film I picked up was... okay. Speaking of the fact that I'm not a big Tarantino fan, the one film that I do really like involving Tarantino is Jackie Brown. So, have it on DVD, did not have it on Blu-ray, so I've picked that up. It's got a great cast. We'll be checking that out. Another movie which this is becoming a bit of a theme, isn't it? A film which I absolutely adore. I have seen it numerous times over the years, and if you haven't seen it, there's no excuse. But I didn't own it on Blu-ray, so I picked this up. It's Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas. Amazing film. Really looking forward to this because I saw it on the shelf. I've been meaning to get it for ages, and what actually really inspired me to get it was I've been seeing a lot of trailers recently for Martin Scorsese's latest or upcoming film, The Wolf of Wall Street. I love the look of the trailer. I've heard great things initially from a number of reviewers about how good it is, and basically I'm trying to shore up my collection of Scorsese movies, so I really wasn't much of an excuse that I didn't have this. Okay, a couple of DVDs I picked up, once again in line with the last movie that I did and sort of getting the Scorsese sort of back catalogue together because his latest film is coming out. Same thing with Steve McQueen. Now Steve McQueen's latest film, 12 Years a Slave, is it's not out here in Ireland just yet. I think it could be out in the US, Once again, the initial reviews are fantastic. It looks brilliant. Got a great cast. I mean, apparently Chiwetel Ejiofor is fantastic in it. You've got Michael Fassbender, Benedict Cumberbatch, Brad Pitt, Paul Dano, Paul Giamatti. I mean, it's pretty much a who's who of really, really great actors and really great talent that's going around in America at the moment, or globally at the moment. But this is a film set during the 1970s or the early 1980s in Northern Ireland. It's Hunger, starring Michael Fassbender. I'm not sure if many of you guys seen this. I really enjoyed. Well, I saw Steve McQueen's film Shame, starring Michael Fassbender, and it is one of those films that I enjoyed it to a point. I can't really feel like I say I can enjoy it, because I didn't enjoy Shame. I liked it. I thought it was well acted. I thought it tackled some really serious issues. I thought it tackled them really well. It was well filmed. It was hard hitting. I didn't enjoy it. I've seen it once, and I think I've seen enough, and of Michael Fassbender. So it's one of those things which I'm glad I've seen. So apparently people have told me that this is the same kind of movie. It's very hard hitting. It tackles serious issues. And it's something which I suppose kind of is important, certainly to me, being Irish. It's part of my history, and it's very important that people check this out. Michael Fassbender is supposed to be fantastic in this, as he has wanted to do. A movie which never came out in Ireland as such, came out for a 2 or 3 day run over here, which was a shame because I'd heard good things about it, is Jack Black's latest film, with Matthew McConaughey also and Shirley MacLaine. It's Bernie. Now Bernie has just come pretty much straight out to DVD over in Ireland. I haven't seen this. I know it's based on a true story. The story revolves around Jack Black's very friendly guy that's living in this town. He's an undertaker. Everybody loves him. He's a really nice guy. He befriends probably the most horrible person in the town, Shirley MacLaine, and something happens whereby he has to cover things up and sort of, I think it's a very dark comedy. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. I love Jack Black. I don't think he's made the greatest movie choices in the past couple of years. Nothing will beat his character in either School of Rock or the character he plays in High Fidelity. Actually, School of Rock, that's interesting because the guy who directed this, Richard Linklater, also directed School of Rock. Check it out. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Kids film, which is excellent. Seen this once or twice, never owned it on DVD before, is The Iron Giant. Enough said. The late Tony Scott directed this film. It's I suppose Because All Is Lost is coming out shortly with Robert Redford. The J.C. Chandor directed movie in which there's very little dialogue. It's supposed to be fantastic. I've picked up a couple of Redford movies here and there over the past couple of weeks. This is one of them. It's Spy Game, with starring Brad Pitt and Robert Redford. Seen it before. It's quite good. Not a bad film at all. Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn and the very scary Christopher Walken in Wedding Crashers. I just think this kind of humour is right up my street. This kind of thing, Zoolander, Anchorman, all that kind of thing, that's up my street. Looking forward to seeing that again. On a little bit of a 70s sort of sci-fi binge at the moment as well. I picked up Westworld with Yul Brynner. This is a Michael Crichton story. It was directed by Michael Crichton, I think, as well. About it's a theme park you can go to and you can pay money. I think it's $1,000 a day or something to live out your fantasies. And these guys go in. It's their fantasy of living in the Wild West and facing down a gunslinger. But all things go wrong. So this been parodied a couple of times, famously I think in The Simpsons. But it's very actually, I suppose, kind of precursor actually to, I suppose, kind of Jurassic Park, actually, if you think about it really. Yeah, Woody Allen. Everything you wanted to know about sex but were afraid to ask. I've never seen this. I do like Woody Allen. Love Danny Hall, Manhattan, Love and Death. It's probably one of my favourite Woody Allen movies. Hannah and Her Sisters is great. Played Against Sam, which he didn't direct, but it's a good film. His recent stuff has been a bit hit and miss for me. I didn't particularly like Midnight in Paris. I thought it was fine. I mean, I've been to Paris a couple of times and I love it. I thought the film was a little bit tween, a little bit saccharine, but it was it was fine. It's Woody Allen. He's made such great hits over the years that he can afford to do whatever the hell he wants. He doesn't need me telling him what to do. But yeah, good, look forward to seeing that. It's got Gene Wilder in it actually. Great. Paul Newman again, Slapshot. Want to see that? Ice hockey sports movie. There aren't enough good sports movies out. Me, myself, I'm into motorsports. I love Formula 1, MotoGP, you know, rallying, stuff like that. I'm not as big into football and things like that, but I love a good sports movie. I love a good inspirational movie, and there aren't enough of them out there. So that'll be a good one, because we don't have ice hockey really over here in Ireland. So ice hockey for us is kind of like this sort of like, what? They're like going around on skates. It's ice? What? That looks too cold for me. We live in Ireland, it should be fine. Garth Jennings' film Son of Rambo. I really liked this. It's such a quirky little movie. I'm alright, Lee Carter. People will know what I'm talking about. It's a great little movie. Okay, so finally, 2 films here, I suppose, kind of, or one film split into 2, which I got to complete my collection. One of the things which I've been dying to get my hands on, I have all so far of the Harry Potter Ultimate editions, which are like box sets. They're like 5-6 edition disc sets, and you get postcards, you get a little booklet, you get a making of, you get numerous special features, numerous documentaries, and they look fantastic. I'm going to do a little bit of a short video in relation to them, but we haven't been able to get the Deathly Hallows Part 1 or Part 2 over here. They've just been released, and look at these bad boys, huh? Check that out. Ooh, oh yeah. There's we've got Part 1, we've got Part 1. So if you look at that, and it's a lovely, lovely box. I'm really looking forward to opening this up. See, the shrink wrap is still on it. It's all the cool stuff you get inside it. Yay, looking forward to that. You can get the big Wizards box and kind of do that, but I bought like all these up till the Deathly Hallows, so I wasn't going to do like, you know, kind of doubling up on things. But yeah, it's got the Ultimate Edition, so you've got the Blu-ray 3D, you've got the Blu-ray, you've got the DVD, you've got the 3D DVD. You've got the Ultraviolet as well, which I don't use, so I'll probably give that away. I don't want that at all. But essentially, yeah, I mean, you know, you get postcards, you get collectible packaging. Yeah. 44-page character photo album. This is a 4-disc set itself. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this. This is fantastic. I already own these on DVD and Blu-ray. But it's just, the sets are so beautiful. I love them. This is then Part 2, which you can see there. Sorry for the shine, but that's it. And once again, very nice, nice and thick, like big books. I like big books, and I cannot lie. Yeah, so I mean, this is same thing again, 4-disc set. So essentially, the one film which is sort of split technically down the middle, you know. So you've the Deathly Hallows. We've got an 8-disc set here, and this will go lovely with my with the rest of the DVDs, or with the rest of these that I have, which I'm going to do a little review on shortly, maybe a 3 or 4 minute review, nothing major. But I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I was really looking forward to getting those. Okay guys, listen, I think that's it for today. I think I've kept you long enough. It's Bill with FilmHook. Check me out over Christmas. I'm going to be doing some more videos. I'd love if you subscribed, if you like what I do. Believe me, I've only just started doing this, so production values are really, really poor, but I'm learning every day, and the whole editing thing as well is, I'm getting on top of that, hopefully. Listen guys, have a great time. If I'm not talking to you before this and next week, have an amazing Christmas. It's going to be a great 2014. There's some awesome films coming out, great Blu-rays and DVDs. We're going to have some great chats, and we're going to see some great things together. And I hope to be part of your year in 2014 when we're talking about movies. So I'll check you out later, okay? Take care. Bye.